Movie Time is produced by John DeSando. Listen to shows and read reviews on WCBE.org.
I'm John DeSando.
And I'm Courtney Hughes.
And this is It's Movie Time. All right, the movie, Courtney, is Lean on Pete.
Yes.
That's the name of the horse. Not just Pete, it's Lean on Pete is the name of the horse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, do I have to bring my tissues for all the crying I'm going to do in this movie or not?
You have to bring tissues, possibly an entire box. A tear-jerker extraordinaire. You're not getting out of there without a wet face.
Why?
It's just profoundly sad and moving and touching about poverty and youth and family. It was very, very deep.
So it's not like Black Stallion or
No.
Nashville
There's
Velvet.
no happy kid bonding with a horse moment, really. You know the horse is going to kick it. Mm-hmm.
This is Charlie Plummer, who is the star.
And what a star he is, really.
Yeah.
He really embodies youth and his fragility and, handsome but still so young. I thought he was very good.
He plays a 15-year-old. Some of you will remember him playing the grandson in the, I always forget what the name of that.
I don't know. I know you keep saying it. I don't
Yeah.
know what you mean.
This is the recent movie last year
Oh, okay.
about, what's the name of that big gallery in Los Angeles? You know?
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know what
all
you
right. Well, we have to say we
Mm.
Anyway, so, and we do have a role by Steve Buscemi.
Yes, and acting to type, I would think. Not
Yes.
too far from what you would expect.
Not too far from Fargo.
No, exactly. Just kind of moving right on after that.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
And then he plays the sleazy horse race operative. He has horses. He has broken down or aging horses.
Yes, he's not good to his horses. And
Right.
of course, Charlie picks up on that and falls in love with Lean on Pete.
Right. And so they're doing the circuit, kind of low rent races.
It is not thoroughbred racing. It is not.
Right.
It is not the rich, famous, celebrity driven. It is the underbelly, the seedy side of horse racing.
Right. And we have various incidents with God, what's his name now? With we have various incidents with Charlie and his dad, for instance. How does that go?
Right, not so well. Not so well. The men are not good in this.
Oh,
movie.
boy,
The men are not good, but the women are his saviors. I like the quote that all of the best women have been waitresses at some point, having been a waitress. And all of the women feed him. That's how they show him any kind of love. And for the first scene is one gal after another coming through. She feeds him breakfast. And the father was mentioning or telling him about how you can trust women who are waitresses, and I thought that was a theme throughout. In fact, the final scenes were, when he finally reunites with his long-lost aunt, she's feeding him pancakes and breakfast again.
And, Court, the long scene in the desert, could that have been cut, or, do you find that important to the film?
I did. I thought that it was the contrast of all of the poverty and the dirty life that he had and the beauty of just the starkness of the landscape. I liked the soft lighting. It gave you a moment to just kind of take in the landscape of the West and not be with the crowded, dirty lifestyle that he had. I thought that it was a beautiful moment with the horse where he expressed some of the stories of his life as he's, stumbling through the desert. I thought it was beautiful, that part.
Beautifully said on your part. The cinematography is gorgeous. As he walks along with the horse, pulling him through the desert and talking to him, those are beautiful moments. Now, it's a bit evocative of the great promise the West hoped for all of us.
Right, which didn't quite deliver for many people.
Oh, they're right. So many of the underclass are just
living in that dark, deep, dirty place. But I thought that it gave you time to just look at the sun and the lights and the stars in a way that reminded you of nature versus man.
Yeah. What do you think about Charlie's performance? I mean, you mentioned.
Oh, I thought he was incredible. I was fully in with him. I fully believed in that character.
It's one of those understated performances that you look at it and you say, wow, this kid is really good, but he's underplaying.
Yeah, he didn't overact at all.
Not at all.
You know, just a scene where he's staring into the mirror at himself, just, you know, seeing the changes as he goes on his journey, tightening his belt one more notch because he's getting thinner and thinner. It just, you know, he just didn't even really need to say anything, and you knew what pain he was in.
Yeah. The world that he lives in before they go to the desert. Now, things do not turn out well.
No.
But I don't think... well, anyway, those scenes, those early scenes in the trailers and everywhere are pretty dispiriting for him.
Yes.
But what I like the nuance here, that abusive dad, played I think by Steve Zahn, or I forget who. No, it's not.
Steve Zahn was miscast, I thought, as the drunk, abusive,
Thank you.
homeless guy.
Yes, that's right.
Miscast, I thought.
His first dad,
Right.
Fimmel, I think is his last name.
Former underwear model. Not
Right.
looking like it at all.
Oh, not looking like it at all. There are hints of love there.
Yeah, right. When he's sharing about, you know, about the mom and you know, just trying to, you know, the missing mother.
Yes.
And talking about women. You know, he's trying to bond with him. He's trying to give him some feedback, but you know, the kid's living in squalor, putting his Captain Crunch in the refrigerator so that the roaches won't eat it. You know, you're thinking, guy, you know, get a grip. Take care of your
This
kid.
brief married woman who visits there. I love the way she says, "Well, you know, we don't usually put cereal in the refrigerator."
Yeah, he had a good reason for it. He wasn't just messing around.
Oh, right. But again, there is that element of, you know, Dad just doesn't know how to do it well, and he's not. You know, he's a playboy. He's not serious enough, but he tries to share with the kid, which makes Steve Buscemi's role that more important. As Buscemi, sleazy as he is,
Had the manners, was
Right.
disturbed when Charlie was just shoveling the food in his mouth.
Yeah.
Again with the food and you know, getting waited on, and I think that was kind of consistent throughout. But he just didn't even know, the father hadn't even taught him how to eat. You know,
Yes,
that's just,
yes,
you know,
yes,
just
yeah.
very sad.
And so Buscemi's character, Del is his name, gives something to the kid that he hasn't had. Most of us look back and say, "Watch out for this guy," you know. He's
Right,
gonna be
stay
trouble.
away.
Stay away. But in the world of Charlie, this is benevolence on the
Yes.
part of Del.
As small as it was.
As small as it was.
It was a gift. He gave him money. He you know, taught him how to love the horses, and you know, to me that was a touching. But at the same time, still, you know, his character, Steve Buscemi's character, just to me was just so rotten to the core. The
Well,
way he treated the animals and the abusiveness
Yes.
of that, you know, so not so good.
It's emblematic, I think, of the duality of the film.
Sure.
Much like your metaphor about the desert. There's beauty, but there's darkness underneath, and there are people who will never get out of the poverty that they are living in.
Right.
But there could be a hope for Charlie. I mean, he's still moving from the screen, from right to left on the screen.
Right, right.
So
And the ending in the library, which I think is a wonderful metaphor for education and books and
Thank you.
how you
Good.
it can be free, but you can walk in the door. You know, I found that I was very happy to see that was where he ended up, you know, getting back together with his long lost aunt.
Well, Courtney Hughes, it's out there now. It's called Lean on Pete.
It stays with you. It doesn't go away.
Right.
It doesn't. You keep thinking about it afterwards.
It's a small film that has a big impact on you.
I say so, yes.
But, Courtney, the test here is, what grade would you award?
I'm going to give it a B-.
Okay.
A B-. I really liked it. There were some parts that that were just so painful to watch. It's not an easy film to watch. So in that way, I guess I did want a little bit more of some lightheartedness, but in the end, it was very well done.
Okay. And I'm going to award it a B+. I like small films. I love character-driven films. And I love ones that, as you suggested, stay with you.
Yes.
Lean on Pete.